Hello and welcome to the world of NDE 4.0. My name is Vrana, and today is a scary day because this is the Halloween special 2021. Last year, I scared you with the top 5 scary opinions on NDE and NDT. And this year, we will get to the top 5 scary myths on digital twins. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up. And remember, the scariest myth comes last. And now let's get going with myth number 5. We provided a CAD of the machine in which you can move around the components. So you already got a digital twin. What do you want more? That is very easy what I want more. I want that person to understand what a digital twin is about. Now, if we are very polite, a CAD at its best is a very limited digital twin for design purposes. But even for design, it is a quite limited digital twin. Because I want more on a digital twin. I need more. I need a digital twin to include simulations, like a finite element or a fractal mechanics calculations or similar things. That's what I need during design. Design is not just putting together a component and then have a fancy 3D visualization which I can rotate around. No. I also need the other components, and I need them to be integrated with my CAD. I also want to learn from the history. So I want to access all of the success factors from the past and why perhaps all designs weren't as good as I thought they would be. And how do I learn that? Yeah, I learned that, number one, analyzing some financial numbers, getting some sensoric information from operations, or even from manufacturing. And I need NDE, NDT data because I want to have a statistical analysis of all the components produced, and a view into those components so that I can really learn more about those components. And this really brings together the digital twin. And for me, a digital twin, a CAD tool that is digitalization. But for me, a digital twin is more digital transformation. I want to combine a lot of different tools in a digital twin so that finally I can really gain knowledge by using the digital twin to have a digital twin which perhaps gives me in real time some information about my design process. If let's say I move the screw here, then automatically in the background, a lot of processing is happening. It gets all the different data sources and it tells me, is that stupid or not? Something like that. So I guess you can clearly see why CAD is for me a very limited digital twin. And if I look at the value chain we have, we start with an initial idea, we get to the design, we get to the supply chain, we assemble our new product, then we get it into operation, we use it for a couple of years, we get into certain service intervals, and at some point we get into an end of life. And you can see already if we look at the value chain, that digital twin only is sitting in the design phase and only is a very limited design phase. And I also want to connect all of the different digital twins over our value chain, which is then called the digital thread. hope this is giving you a little bit an idea why I think this here is quite scary. But now, let's get back. Scary myth number 4 on digital twins. There is a single digital twin. That is, for me, quite the opposite of what we heard on CAD. With CAD, they think that this limited tool, the digitalization tool, is really already a digital twin. And we already talked about, no, it is not. And this person is saying there's a single digital twin, a huge computer which can predict everything on this globe. Yes, perhaps on a science fiction movie, something like that might be possible. You know Westworld? Yes, in Westworld, they have such kind of a computer. But until we get there, I would think we have another 20, 30, 40, 50 years if it comes to that point at all. I don't think we can theoretically have the computing power to get there. But let's see if I'm correct. But currently, there is not a single digital twin. With multiple digital twins along the value chain and along a nesting chain. And even within those groups, there can be different digital twins, different limited digital twins. But a complete or a single digital twin for everything? No. Not possible currently and not available by anybody, by the way. So if somebody promises you that, you know what it is, marketing. And for me, a digital twin, I already said it before, a digital twin is the heart of a digital transformation. And for a digital transformation, to get to a digital transformation, the only way is together. It's an ecosystem. We need to have a lot of different companies working together. So even in that case, it wouldn't be that one digital twin would have a lot of components connected to it, which would interact with each other. So also then we could say, okay, it is perhaps one digital twin, but actually it is, a summary of a lot of them. Number 3, digital twins are too expensive. That comes from your requirements. If you go to a company and tell them, I want a digital twin for my complete production environment, yes, then the price will be really expensive. You shouldn't start with, I want to have a digital twin for everything. You should start with, I want a digital twin, or you should bring in a consultant first to help you identify the low-hanging fruits. And then you tackle those low-hanging fruits with digital twins. There are ideal scenarios you want to get into with a digital twin, and others where a digital twin is, at least at the moment, a waste of time. That is number 1. Number 2, digital twins currently, if you want a digital twin, you have to program it for your application only. Which means that if you want a second digital twin for another application, then you need to spend the money once more. So what we need is also for digital twins, we need open platforms, frameworks for digital twins. Yes, once we get there, then we already have a certain baseline we can build on top. And then the digital twins will not be as expensive anymore, and we can actually then get to the higher hanging fruits, and perhaps even to the ones which are all the way on the top. And so therefore, we start small, we get bigger. But in between, we need those open solutions, because without the open solutions, it will not be possible to build up all the time on the existing solutions. Number 2, a digital twin must have a physical twin. Now, that is an interesting one, an interesting myth. And yes, a digital twin should have a physical twin. Now, if we think about predictive maintenance is kind of also a good example for a digital twin, especially if we do it in a holistic way. Now, if we have a predictive maintenance, then yeah, this is the predictive maintenance for a certain component. So on the one side, we have the predictive maintenance, which is the digital twin. And on the other side, we have the physical twin, which is actually the product. We want to do the analysis so that we really know when we have to do maintenance. However, let's go back to design. The CAD example we had in the very beginning, where we said, okay, this is a very limited design or a very limited digital twin. Now, yes, now this is a digital twin for a physical twin which doesn't exist at that moment, which will be created later on. So this is a digital twin of a type of a product. And this is very important. There are 2 different sorts of digital twins, actually 3, but I'm getting to it. Number 1, we have a digital twin of a certain instance of a product. So of a certain gas turbine or a certain airplane or a certain seat on the airplane or a certain cushion on that seat on the airplane. And then we have a digital twin of a certain type. So a certain type of a chair, which is in an airplane, or a certain type of an airplane, like an Airbus A320 or a Boeing 737. And then there is also a digital twin of, you can create it already, of an idea. So if you want to create, let's say, a completely new airplane, yeah, you can create first a digital twin, and later on, it will become actually a physical being. So usually digital twins can actually start before getting to the physical twin. Number 1, a digital twin refers to a single physical twin. Okay, so this now goes to that we have for every airplane, we have one single digital twin. But does that make sense? In some cases, yes. But in other cases, if we want to create knowledge out of it, if we want to do a statistical analysis with my digital twin to really gain more knowledge, let's say for the next generation of an airplane, I don't want it to have from a certain airplane. I want perhaps to have it from my complete fleet, or even from all the planes which are around on the globe, which if I'm a manufacturer of those. So we already talked about, we have a digital twin type, which is for a certain type of an airplane. Airplane, for sure, is just an example. We can have digital twin instances, which is for one particular instance which was produced. And then you can do a digital twin aggregate. So this is kind of a statistical evaluation over all your instances you have. For example, it could be the digital twin about all the seats which you have in one airplane, or all the seats you have on all the airplanes. I hope you're getting into the idea what this is about. Now there is one more. And if you haven't been scared up to the moment, Get ready to be scared now. As CAD is already a digital twin, a 3D computer tomography dataset is a digital triplet. Yes, we already talked about CAD. If we are very polite, at best, it is a very limited design digital twin. And yeah, what is a digital triplet? We have our physical twin, we have our digital twin, and now we have a second, or if we have triplets, we have a physical triplet, a digital triplet, and what the heck is the third? Is that to be then the data set? No, data is the basis for every digital twin. So, and it doesn't matter if it's data coming from NDE, or data coming from financial data, or data coming from sensors, or data coming from the design. Data is data. And data is digital. That is the basis for every digital twin. On top of that data, you're putting simulations, you're putting visualizations, you're putting simulations. And then you're creating knowledge and action out of it. That is a digital twin. Now, I must say NDE or NDT might be one of the most valuable data sets for a digital twin. And it could make a way more holistic digital twin, especially compared to just that limited digital twin we have as CAD. But NDE or a 3D NDE dataset doesn't make a digital triplet. It is just perhaps one of the most important, but it is one of the data sources. It's one of the digital data sources. It's not a third sibling. And I know the persons who have said this. It's actually multiple I know. And I like all of them a lot. But sorry, I have to say it. This is just marketing. I hope I was able to scare you. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment sections. And if you don't, today is Halloween. And you know what will be coming after you. Next year, we will do again a top 5 scary. And let's see what topic I will tackle. Whether it will be AI or quantum computers. Both could be really interesting and really scary. As usual, you can find more information in the description. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up. And happy Halloween.